And then we. Hey, everybody, welcome to Nobody's Happy, the podcast that likes you for who you are. Um, yeah, I'm sitting here in my place again. I'm thinking about releasing new material at some point, like stand-up material. Like not because I am gonna work on my album, and or whatever you want to fucking call it, my hour show. And I wanted to, not to have an arc per se, but look at me getting all fancy per se. Um, I mean, like I want it to be like a thing, like a piece, something where where somebody can be like, oh man, that's a very good album. You can hear it from front to back. You know what I mean? That's I want it's a good hour, a good special if you want, if you will. And I want it to be really, really good. So I really want to take my time with it. But I do realize that in the meantime, I also want to put out material. I don't want just want to do the podcast and and fucking just talk. That I also want to put out material that's good. I don't want it to be like throwaway line. Not throwaway lines, but like I don't want it to be like, oh, this is shit that I would have never put in my hour. I want it to be like, yeah, I could put this in the hour, but it would have to be longer, than an hour. Like at some point, what I like to do is I do like this great purge of jokes that I have. Like I'll look through all my through all my material, and then I'll just start executing jokes that are not hacking it, man. And I just start throwing them away. As far as like being part of the hour, I think maybe next week I'm gonna do, not this Friday, but the Friday afterwards. Um, I might yeah, I might start working on something, like take some material that I have, especially like about the pandemic and stuff, and just kind of record it. And then cuz that shit is dated. um so who knows if like things change so radically in like in the next 6 months, that by the time I'm all counting on this material all being part of that. And then by then everybody's like, what pandemic, dude? There's like a whole new disease now. You never know, right? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna record that and just put it out. I've been writing more this year than I have last year. Last year I felt so uninspired, because I was just here. I just basically come back from New York here to home to San Antonio, but it was like a weird coming back home because we're like trapped. Uh, and just now, I'm not saying that it's kind of like opening up, but but sometimes you can kind of see a little bit of daylight. I've been writing a lot because I love writing, man. Um I love writing and I hate performing. No, I shouldn't say that. I love both. The way I've always thought about it is in stand up. I love writing 51% of the love I get uh from stand up is the writing, and 49% is the performance itself. Like I like sitting in the sitting in my room or in a room by myself or like hotel room wherever it is that I'm at, and I love just thinking of bits. Underrated for me is getting drunk while I'm uh while I'm how do you say writing, because I think what it is because when I do shows, I'll start drinking before the show, right? And as I'm drinking, I'm sort of pacing around and I'm going over the material in my head because I'm so fucking anxious that if I'm in like a room if I'm by myself one night and I have a couple of drinks and I start drinking beer, I'll start pacing around and I'll start writing, and I'll actually get into a pretty decent, pretty good groove, man. Like a nice state of flow, in writing, and I've written some pretty decent stuff in that way. Just drinking. It's not that I have to be like drunk to write, um, or even drinking for that matter, because most of the time the way I normally write is just sitting down and actually writing, and then uh, but when I'm by myself and I'm drinking at night and smoking cigarettes, uh, I definitely get an urge to start writing. But I think it comes from when I'm doing shows and it's getting closer and closer to the time. I start having a couple of beers and I'll be outside pacing around, smoking and then drinking. Right, and by the time I get up, I'm like all nice and lubricated and ready to go. Ready to go like an engine with a bad belt, with a bad timing belt. Um, yeah, and that's pretty much how I do that. And I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna do one of these little. It's like a little purge that I do. Getting rid of well, first of all, I have to like sift through all the, because I like first when I'm writing, like I create a lot of shit, like just there's a lot of garbage, a bunch of stuff that can't be used because it's not good, because I'm really not that I'm really not that funny, like in the sense of of, of something that it just automatically occurs to me, like by nature. Like I have to sit there and think about why it should be funny, or why is it funny, and how can I exploit that to make it bigger. Uh, so I have to create a lot of shit. I have to write so many terrible jokes, and then I sift through them, and then every once in a while I'll be like, "Ooh, look at this little nugget," and then I'll take those, right. I'll take all those out, the ones all the jokes about the same subject, and then I'll try to arrange them in a way that they transition from one to the other the best. And then after that, I try to, what I like to call, press them together, right? So that they don't seem like, here's joke number 1, here's joke number 2. It seems more like a conversation, which it would be a conversation if I made it a point to tell you all these things in order. Uh, but I mean, I guess that's what the magic trick is. That I did this and didn't explain to you that this was me. Eventually, flowers coming out, but I just that's one like this. Um, so yeah, and then it's like kind of like a process, but not really the process. It's like Like in the infantry, you have battle drills, right? Battle drills are like what you're supposed to do in case you come in contact with the enemy, right? You establish a base of fire, another flanking maneuver, and all this shit, right? So you practice this a lot, but that's never usually how it goes. That's not how it happens. But you have to keep drilling that anyway, so that you're never left out there with no plan. It's like worst comes to worst, you have something that you're supposed to be doing if nobody else can think of anything better. And that's kind of like how writing for me is I have a plan. It's like first write a lot, then sift through it, then put it in order, then press it together, right? But the reality is it doesn't always happen like that. In fact, most of the time it doesn't happen like that. But that's like the way I try to have that as a in case I'm like, man, what am I doing? And then like consult the manual, worst case scenario, fucking consult the manual. Ow. You and you look like, all right, what should I be doing at this point? And then I look at it and be like, all right, well, I certainly haven't written as much as I should have. I got to write a lot more shit than I've written so far. So yeah, that's the plan now. I guess I'm not going to the Blind Tiger this Friday, but but the Friday after that, I'm gonna try to see if I'm gonna try to record something, some material that I think it's gonna be. Hopefully, it'll be too irrelevant in a couple of by the end of the summer, and that's what I'm banking on. That this material is probably not gonna work after that, because I mean, even now I kind of feel like, all right, I need to add something fresh to it, otherwise it's gonna get stale real quick. Because I think even people are not reacting to one part as hard. They still react to it, but not as hard as they or in unison as they used to. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm thinking about releasing new material. So like, I'm not going to the Blind Tiger on Friday because well, I want to. My girlfriend's pretty busy, and her Fridays. That's when she's finally, like, for the first time in since the beginning of the week, can get a breather. And then I just end up leaving, and she's very supportive and very encouraging, actually. So I want to take a break every month, from leaving the house on Fridays to go to go wild out with these kids, and just have a time for ourselves. Also it is exhausting because when I'm writing, I get I start adding new stuff, because it starts getting fun to add new stuff to it. And I ended up doing a lot of new material in the 3 weeks, even if I'm also incorporating older material. But now I gotta weld all these things together, because if not, I'll just end up losing the whole effort if I don't take some time off to sit down and try to weld these things together without having the pressure of going up, because because it fucking sucks, man. I hate having that pressure of new material, because it's like, I know it's funny, but I don't know if I remember it, if I'll remember to say it. And it always works that sometimes I don't remember a certain part where I'm like, oh fuck, that's actually like, that's what kind of kept the whole chain of funny going. That's no wonder it kind of stalled there for a little bit. So so there's that. So yeah, I've been writing a lot. I've been writing a lot. I fucking love it. I mean, matter of fact, I took a break from this and I started. I was going through my book and my notebook, and I saw something that I was writing a while back. Not a while back. The last time I had it, the last time I wrote, and I was like, oh fuck, like I really dig this. Uh, what's here, you know? And I know that sounds like, you might think that sounds arrogant. You really dig that shit you wrote. No, I mean like, because of the opposite. Because I know, like, sometimes I write a bunch of garbage and I'm looking at it like garbage, garbage, garbage. So sometimes it's kind of surprising when I'm seeing like, hey, look at this. This is actually good. And I just kind of started like going back and forth over it, like, oh, then I should say this and then I should say that. So yeah, but that's why I want to put out new material, you know. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I don't know, like, when I say like I don't know how to do it. I mean, I know material is new material, right? But I want to write my regular hour, but I also want to put stuff out on YouTube, you know, because well, you know, YouTube's is where most of the people that have found me are have seen me. It's on YouTube, so I want to have material that I can you know, not throw away, but that's good, you know, and I can put um up, and people can, you know, can see what I'm up to and whatnot, you know, and keep supporting. Because by the way, I'm very you know, not for nothing, but you know, I don't mean like that we're gonna be holding hands and taking windy walks, but thank you so much. You guys are very kind. Uh yeah, should I so yeah, what do you guys think? Should I write like new material right off the top, right? Like that's what I want to do this year. Is write new material for just for YouTube, you know? Not the material that's not going to be part of my of my next hour. That's not going to be part of me touring, but still have stuff out there, you know. I want to put out at least like 4 4-minute things. Man, that's a lot of material. Um Throughout the year, maybe not. Maybe just 4 bits. No, I can't write it. Yeah, I just can't write at a certain pace, man. I'm not talented enough to write material to put out on the YouTube channel, and also like make you know, put material towards the hour that I want to be touring at some point, you know. Um, uh, and yeah, I don't wanna burn that material, because I'm telling you, and people go, well, who cares, you know, it still doesn't matter, you know. We like the joke, this and that, but it's like, no, I'm telling you, even if people don't know it, a a live stand up show is 1,000 times better when the audience doesn't know any of the material, and but it's, you know, but it's good. It's 1,000 times better. Believe you me. It's just depending on the quality. You know, if the quality is low, but it's all new material, you're gonna be like, well, fuck new material, man. Where's your good shit? You know, but it's about making the new material good shit too, so that people don't go, hey, man, because I think that's really what people are missing, is that's some good shit feeling, you know. So it's not so much that it's got to be new material, but it's got to be new material that's good, and it has, you know, twice the impact of good material that you've already heard. And that's coming from somebody that's done it for 10 years, by the way. Fuck, that's a long time, man. I better get going. I better go right. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking though. Should I make it like a challenge for myself to have such, you know, every once in a while put out some material? I gotta start recording my sets at the Blind Tiger, because there are some shit that comes out really funny the first time, and then it never turns out good again, and I just end up throwing it away. But it's like, damn, if I had just captured that the one time that it did work, it would have been fantastic. So yeah, I think maybe I'll make it a habit of I guess recording at the Blind Tiger, and yeah, I guess sifting through it and seeing like if there's stuff that I could just, because I know that's why people tune to this channel. When's the next stand up? Well, I don't know. It depends on how this channel goes with the podcast. What it does. If I could get this to a level of like that, I wouldn't even have to tour. Um, well, not that I would ever not tour, but at least to that point, where the YouTube channel is like, whoa, this is my thing. Then I can, and then I could probably be more. I don't know. I guess the sky is the limit. I'm starting to feel pretty good about this thing. Um, I'm writing a lot actually, and so much so that sometimes I gotta stop myself from writing because I'm not working on it. I'm just like it's just spilling out of my head, and I'm just writing it. But if you do that for too long without refining it, you can lose the magic that thing had in the beginning, that new joke had. And if you don't stay on it and stay cracking on it till it's forged, once it's nice and forged and you say it a bunch of times and it's nice and welded together, then you can just throw it away, for not throw it away, but throw it in the back of the line, and you can still access it within a few weeks. It'll still be good in a few weeks. You just kind of like, how did that go again? Boom, boom, boom. All right, and then I can, and then I can go on to the next one. But at the same time, I got to keep doing shows that connect them all together, because there's a difference between doing, 5-10 minute sets and an hour. There's a whole different flow when you're trying to ride the big wave of the big set, because you can make waves and ride them, and then you got to create another wave to ride it. Right, and in shorter sets, you don't really get that opportunity. It's you got to come with it, boom, boom, boom. 10 minutes in and out, right? And when it's an hour, it's like, okay, it's a different rhythm. It's like the difference between, fighting 4 rounds and fighting 12 rounds. You can go a lot faster in a 4-round fight. But you can't do that at a 12-round pace. You got to pace yourself. And there's some freaks that can just go 100% the whole time, and that's what I want to be. I want to be one of those freaks that can go 100% throughout the whole 60 minutes. But yeah, it takes a lot of work, man. It takes a lot of work, and it's draining, which is one of the reasons why I'm taking the week off on Friday to not go do stand up and hang out with my girl. Because on top of wanting to, make time for her, I also want to, how do you say? I also want to give myself a breather, because, like I said, I sometimes I get carried away with writing new material, And it's not even like I have so much gold coming out of me. Sometimes it's a dead end. You know, it's a wild goose chase, and I end up just pumping out a bunch of sea level shit. You know that can't be made better. You know, it's just no. That was it. You hit a dead end. You got to backtrack and go find something that's better, or keep it in the back for some other time. That might be able. That you also got to keep, old pieces of material like scraps. You know, it's almost like you work in this junkyard where you're trying to build hot rods, and sometimes you get a like just a shitty fucking car that comes in, and it's worthless, but you just still keep it there because you never know, you might need a fucking door, um or there's got to be something good in it. So yeah, that's how old material, or like material that doesn't work, is treated. You throw it in the junkyard. You don't throw it away forever. You just leave it in the junkyard. If I need a part that can go with that new joke, then I can go sifting around here and go find it and go attach it. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I gotta think about this. I gotta think about the new material that I want to put out before the the album that I want to do. I just gotta pick up the pace. I gotta pick up the pace, which I already have. That's why I've been writing so much, but that's only half the battle. Like I said, I gotta take time off from performing um, to actually write out what it is that I'm trying to do. How the new stuff goes with the older stuff and with the newer stuff that I just did these past couple of weeks that I haven't even taken into account in the full set, and how it's going to change everything. It's a lot of crap I got to figure out. At least if I wanna do this right. So who knows? Maybe by yeah, certainly by the end of February, I want to be able to March at the latest, to put new material out. Even if it's not the greatest shit in the world. I want it to be good and getting a good reaction from the crowd. So that's what I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna try to focus on trying to weld everything together that I've written new so far into the newer stuff, the new and the newer and the old. While also trying to think about a strategy of how to write for material, because I got material that I can use to put on YouTube that I might not need, that I probably won't need for the for the hour, only because it's probably gonna be aged by the time I'm done. But also, like, continuing forward, how do I do this? You know, how do I get inspired? What should I write about that I know I'm gonna put on YouTube from now on? Or should I know that I'm gonna put it on YouTube? Or should I just keep writing and then be like, this is, I guess, a B. I guess this can go on YouTube, right? Something that's good and clever, but not that powerful shit. Or what if it's an incentive, to put shit on YouTube that's like high quality, high octane type of shit? I get greedy, man. I was looking at at this video of these 15 minutes I did at this show at LOL a couple of weeks ago, and I did great when I was there. No, I did really good, and there was some new material that I did there for the first time, and it worked so good. I was like, I'm gonna release that cause I vaguely remember it. And then I heard it and I saw the pacing. I was like, "Ooh, this could be really good if I just fucking." So I got greedy and I was like, "I can't give this one away just yet. It's got to be part of my set." So now I'm thinking like, well, if I don't use that, all right, well then I gotta record. There's some introductory stuff that I've been doing in these shows where I could try to make it more of a set, a standalone set, and then put it out. So for people to enjoy. But what I'm getting at is that after that, I guess I shouldn't worry too much about it and just focus on putting something out, right? Maybe like a little 4-minute thing. That's probably how much it'll take up at the most. Certainly would have to. Oh, fuck, I would have to write a lot about it. Maybe I should start doing that as soon as I turn this shit off. I start writing about. Yeah. I should start writing on it, trying to make it good. Then I'll record it, and then shit. If I do the right thing, I could have it out before the end of February, before even March. Yeah, I guess I could do that, and I'll try to record it at the Blind Tiger, and then have you guys check it out and let you know what I've been dicking around with in this with the very few opportunities I've gotten to keep doing stand up. And very appreciated few opportunities. Yeah, and I don't think I'm gonna be too long on this. I just basically that's really all I wanted to mainly talk about. How I'm gonna be releasing new material, and well, here we are. That's about it. Dude, I'm fucking getting old. I'm getting I'm gonna be 37 in March. That's fucking crazy, right? I'm gonna be 37 in March. I could feel it in my knees. You know, my friend scared me because I fractured my kneecap in the army, and it wasn't until it wasn't until I got out that years later after I got out that I realized that my left leg was smaller than my right leg. Not like fucking. I told that to my friend George, and he started laughing because he like in his head he was picturing like a regular leg and a fucking like a broomstick on the other side. But no, it's like it's barely noticeable, right? But I can notice it only because I've had to sit like this on a toilet every day, and I'm like, hey, look at my, hey, look at these. Like one leg is slightly smaller than the other one. But yeah, and he was scaring me because I told him I just never rehabbed it, and he goes, no, dude, it goes back the way the other one goes. It doesn't just, you don't have, it catches up on its own. And he was like, you might have had some nerve damage or something. And I was like, what? Well, fuck, man. When does it never ends, right? It never ends. It's just one big ass kicking from vagina to the grave. Do you guys ever like to sit down and just spend money that you don't have yet? And not even that, like the checks in the mail. You're just like, when I finally do this, then I'll get this money. And then I'll, crush my enemies or whatever fucking fantasies you guys got. I've never been like an go do activities guy. I don't know why. It's just never, I never wanted to have fun. It was always like, just let me be free. let me just lounge around. I don't want to. I don't want to go do fun stuff, fun activities. I just want to do. I just want to do video game shit. You know what I just realized? I realized that I like the UFC, but like I like the UFC like the UFC is like my Dungeons and Dragons. You know, I don't I'm not a wizard, you know, I'm not a martial artist whatsoever, but I dig it. It's like wrestling. All right. Like I'm like, but I'm also like what in MMA they call a casual fan, because I mean I don't watch every semifinals. I mean, not semifinals. Every preliminary shit. Most of the times I just watch the main card. I don't know who the guys they're fighting on the preliminaries. Sometimes I do get the urge to watch it, but like the level of the reason I say that I'm like Dungeons and Dragons about UFC is the nerdy aspect of I'm not even an athlete. I'm just like I know too much about it without having actually done it. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like a fanboy. But it's weird. It's like I don't have like a favorite fighter. Like somebody asked me, "Who's your favorite fighter?" I was like, I don't. I'm a fan of the combat sport itself. Like I want to see two dudes like or two ladies for that matter throwing down, and I've seen them. I've seen him, man, and it's so fucking fascinating the way these I appreciate the idea of fighting somebody for I was gonna say for money, but what I meant was like to be a prize fighter. That sounds more distinguished, right? Fighting people for money, that sounds terrible. But a prize fighter, that sounds awesome. That sounds legendary. So so yeah, I feel like when my girlfriend watches me watch the UFC, she kind of like it's kind, I guess it's the way that I watch her watch like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, 'cause she loves watching that shit. I just look at it and I'm like, what are you doing with your life? Right? She gives me that exact same look, like, Jesus, look at you. That's not even. Why are you watching super fit guys eating pizza and getting hammered? Man, I love drinking. See, that's another reason why I can't get like knowledgeable about the UFC, even though I'm not a professional fan. I'm a casual fan, because most of the time I get so drunk because I'm so like in the moment. It's like, yeah, some fights, gonna eat some wings, and gonna get drunk, and then sometimes sometimes by the time the main event or the main card's happening, I'm already like, oh shit, let's keep it together. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I guess this is gonna be it for the whole thing. Y'all take it easy. Bye, everybody. Bye.